For challenge number 12, I'm in Covent Garden, and no, the challenge doesn't involve shopping. Just metres from the market, inside a mountaineering shop, is the Saab Ice Wall. Hello, welcome to Challenge Charlie, challenge number 12. I am in Covent Garden, where I'm about to go ice climbing. First of all, I needed to get kitted up with crampons, salopettes, a ski jacket, harness, very fetching helmet, and ice axes. It was then up onto the wall, which was a lot smaller than I was expecting, though that didn't make it any easier. This is how you're meant to climb the wall. The key is to plant your axes as narrowly as possible, as if you're making the top point of a capital A letter. Once the axes are securely planted, you move your feet, kicking the crampons upwards and into position, forming as wide a base as you can. You then shift your weight onto your toes and push your hips into the wall for stability, and then repeat the process until you get to the top. Easier said than done. First of all, I started by learning how to kick my crampons into the ice. As you can see, my interpretation of a wide base was a little bit narrower than the instructor's. Next, I practiced planting the axes, which is a lot harder and more tiring than it looks. The problem is that you have to do it with both your left and your right hand. For at least the first half of the session, all I did was hack away at the ice wall and cover myself in massive shards of ice. I also did quite a lot of falling off. Eventually I got a little better and I made grand progress to the dizzy heights of 2 metres above the floor.
That's a good position to be in. Nice and wide with that foot.
How comedy is this helmet? I look like a fireman. No, it's obviously necessary to have this visor because I don't know if you saw, but there was ice absolutely showering down over me. After an hour on the wall, this was about as good as my climbing got, though it was really good fun and completely not what you'd expect to do in the middle of central London.
That's a nice recovery.
I do think that with a bit of practice this could be a sport that you could get good at pretty quickly, and obviously there are loads of cool places in the world that you could use your skills. For now I'll leave you with a slightly more graceful and experienced climber. As you can see, that was actually far harder than I thought it was going to be. It's a lot harder than it looks. The inside of my arms are quite sore, probably because I was a bit scared and trying to hang on to the axes, which is completely not what you're meant to do. You're meant to really spread your weight on the crampons and just trust the crampons, because when you look down at them, only a couple of millimetres of the spike should be in the ice, but you just feel like, oh gosh, how can I put my weight on them? But that was really fun. I'm knackered, which is brilliant after an hour, to be honest, to feel like you've actually really done something. I haven't necessarily achieved a great deal. I think I got about 2 metres off the ground, but it's definitely something to work on, and it does look like a really fun sport. So something that I would definitely go back and do again. And obviously, it's right in the middle of London, so that's great, really accessible, and about £40 an hour, so not bad price-wise either. Anyway, I shall see you next challenge. I believe I'm taking a flying lesson.